Evening. This is Attorney Vince Davis. This is The Secret, How to Fight Child Services and Win. I'm here this evening with my co-host, Cynthia Becker. Good evening. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Anything particularly you wanted to talk about this evening before we start taking calls? No?
No.
Okay.
I think we should just jump right in and take a call.
All right, let's take our first call.
Next call is Adair from West Virginia. Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Oh, I've been better.
Adair, did you have a story to tell or a question to ask?
I have a story and a couple questions, if you wouldn't mind.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my story all starts. I have 3 living children. My oldest son is Dakota. He's 17, going to be 18 in January.
Adair, we're not going to try to use names, okay?
Oh, yeah, no, I'm sorry. My second is 15. He's autistic. And then my third daughter is 5. My problem started with the school. My autistic son was being severely bullied at school and getting beat up. I mean, you name it. They were having him do things. If he didn't do it, they would beat him up. Well, his special ed teacher pitched in and started calling him names, calling him a crybaby, bitch, and all. And he came home, and I actually had it all recorded from him. And I went to the school, had to listen to it and everything. Well, she threatened him the following day that if he told me anything else, she would have him and his brother and sister taken from me. Well, I was in the process of trying to get charges or whatever put on her. Well, they beat me to it and called CPS and tried to turn everything on me, made all these stories up, and said that he came to school with bruising. Come to find out it wasn't true, and they did take them before all that. Trying to think.
So they took your children away from you?
Yes, they sure did. They didn't even, this is how, the day that happened, they didn't even talk to my son, the autistic one. They went to my older son's school, and my son actually called me before, because he called me on a regular basis, and wanted me to come get him because he didn't feel good that day. So I went down there to go get him, and the principal said that CPS was there to speak with me. And I went in a room, and I had my fiance with me and my daughter. And she said that my other son supposedly came to school with some bruising on him and wanted to know how it happened. I said, what bruises? I said, he didn't have anything on him. And she said, well, she just kept, arguing with me. I said, well, I don't know. I told her about the bullying at school and everything else. And she said, well, I don't know. Either way, it's neglect. I'm taking the kids. I mean, it happened within 2 minutes.
How long ago did this happen?
About a year ago, because
wait a minute. Do you have the children back? Do you have the children back?
They had them and still have them. They keep continuing the courts, and the first judge recused himself because he took my boys in the back and questioned them in chambers without my counsel. So there was about a 5-month wait right there to go back to court for another judge. And then the new judge came, and she never had a child abuse case. So she literally don't know what she's doing. She asks the prosecutor what to do. And that's it. I mean, they want to terminate my rights because I won't admit that the petition is true, where I can disprove it all.
Do you have an attorney, a court-appointed attorney?
No, I bought my attorney. I paid for my attorney.
Okay, so have you and your attorney had a trial?
Yes, we keep going to. I'm trying to. We go, but like I said, they either will continue it or whatever is what they're doing. And the only thing I had to do was parenting classes. They won't allow me to have an improvement period even.
Okay, so Adair, did you have a trial and you won or you lost?
I lost, I guess.
Okay.
I really didn't get to talk or anything. And my attorney, come to find out, I gave him all the evidence and stuff, and he didn't even put it in. He wouldn't turn anything in.
Have you had a talk with him about that?
Sure did. I have every email. And he literally will pretty much ignore everything I ask or even ask him to get. Because, like, I've asked for, in December, they continued it because they were supposed to subpoena their doctor in.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't. He won't subpoena anybody in that I asked, and neither will my fiance's lawyer.
Well, Adair, I hate to say this, but maybe you should consult with another attorney there in West Virginia.
I have nobody here in Morgantown and West Virginia wants to fight CPS.
Okay,
They don't understand why I won't admit.
But wait a minute. West Virginia is, it's a pretty large state. I mean, you can find attorneys from, around the state, can't you?
Yeah, I've been calling, and I even got that legal shield online. And I've been just calling around and talking to, trying to get meet up with them. Of course, with that COVID, I couldn't go in for a while.
Right.
A lot of them are still closed down.
But even with COVID, people are taking calls, right?
Yes, I did do a bunch of calls, tons of calls, and a lot of them don't want to go against them.
The only thing I can tell you, Adair, is that you got to keep calling. In the last call, Cynthia and I were talking about how many calls she made before she found someone that could help her. And she said she'd called over 50?
Yeah, but I had the same problem. I remember even sitting in front of this attorney, and I handed him my file, and I asked him, will you take my case? And he straight up looked at me and said, I will not go after CPS.
Yep, that's what they keep doing too.
And I asked him why, and he said it's a department that you just don't want to go after. You don't want to fight.
Yep, that's how they are here. And there was this one, he wanted to take it, but, he sounded really good and everything, but they make them go through, I guess, an extra 8-hour class, I guess. And if they don't have that class, they can't represent me.
Right.
And he's the only one I could find that would fight them, but he didn't have that class. And they have to have that class done before that case started.
Right.
So,
Interesting.
and that's what's the hard part.
Right.
I've called, I can't even tell you how many calls I've made.
Have you made 50?
And that's what they keep telling me. They don't want to go against them.
Have you made at least 50?
Oh, I don't know exactly how many. I made a good bit. I really have. And a lot of them keep telling me to call out of state. And that's what I've been trying to do now.
Okay. Maybe, calling
they won't even let me see my 2 kids. They won't let me have any contact whatsoever.
You don't have visitation?
They took my visits because my autistic son said at the last visit, Mommy, I keep telling him it wasn't your Jeremy, it was the Jeremy at school that was picking on him. But they wanted to say he had these bruises, and the medical doctor said he didn't have anything on him.
When was your last visit?
It's been almost a year.
But you still have your parental rights?
As of right now, yeah.
Adair, you're going to have to call some more attorneys because what you're telling me, I'm in California, but what you're telling me doesn't sound right just under, the federal regulations.
I know there's so many things that they've done. And every time I say something else that they don't do right, that's not in the law or anything, they take something else from me.
Yes.
Like, I'm allowed to talk to my oldest son. They don't mind that.
Do
But
you
now
have?
he's getting ready to turn 18 in January. So what did they do? They moved him to Virginia, and his social work or the social worker, I think is what they are, at his one. He's in a he was in a what do they call it? Not a foster home, a shelter.
Mm-hmm.
And his social worker there told him they literally want to move him because he wants to come back home when he's 18.
Right. They may not be able to stop him. Listen, Adair, you know what I want you to do? I want you to give me a call tomorrow. Set up an appointment to speak to me because I'd like to talk to you a little bit more about this case. My
Yeah,
number.
there's a law. It's just like there's a law. It'll take me a long time to tell you everything.
Right. So my phone number is 888-6582, 888-6582. You know, Adair, I want to thank you for listening. I want to thank you for calling in. And please call us in the next 3 or 4 weeks. Give us an update of what's going on in Virginia or West Virginia with your CPS case, okay?
Okay, yeah, and I'll call you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, that seems like a story that I might be interested in. If she's really telling us what's going on in her case, that's outrageous. So maybe we can help her off the air and. Okay, we got to take another break. This is The Secret, How to Fight CPS and Win. We'll be back with more calls, more stories, and more questions.
You're listening to